join with him. But what was so great about that is that you were able to see people, and it was before the iPhone. Wow, that was a while ago. And now iPhones are just like right there in the palm of your hand. We can go back to where we could remember back to where when the portable phones first came out. I remember I was in real estate and I had a really big chunky one. I had a really big chunky one. And of course, people have phones in their car, which was cool. Man, technology moves, and you either move with it or you don't. And simple things that we take for granted that we do now, like logging on to a Zoom call. I remember when it was almost like, how do you do it? What's the number? What do you can get it free? Do you have to sign up? Blah blah blah, because nobody was familiar with it. But of course, when COVID hit, it was the great way, and people were doing all sorts of things. I remember when we did people did funerals over Zoom because folks couldn't come and join it together, and there was a whole bunch of things going on. Family reunions. We did one on Zoom for both things, and it was just a way to reach out. And now it's just second nature to people who have learned, and that's exactly what any type of AI. Gemini, they have Cobra, they have Chat GPT. There's so many different AI programs out there now that people are using. And you either get on board with it, but like we talked about before, the Siri and the Alexa, they've been out for quite a. My phone says, my phone asked me, "How may I help you?" Oh no, I'm good. So you have to watch those words because your phone is listening at all times. And it's not like if what is it? It has to be listening at all times to hear that one time I say her name or I say the name of the program. And it asked me, I didn't understand that. Can you repeat it? I wasn't talking to you. I was just explaining something. And then the other night, Rick was looking at these robots that now they're claiming that the robots are going to have to, they'll be able to clean and do all these different things, but they also have crazy strength where if they're trying to restrain someone, they literally can just kill you, crush your bones or whatever, because they are that powerful. So it's interesting how things change. And I'm sharing all that because our business changes a lot. And we would think that, oh no, I don't like the change. New presentations pop up. We have different presentations that people are doing throughout the United States and now abroad, depending on where you are. They are really zooming and different languages now. The back office changed to be more user friendly, I think. The actual office, the Trav office change, where I don't know if they physically have an office, but they have now when you do a support ticket, you upload it, wait for a response. If you want this, if you want your, what is that, your 7-day night stay, then you text, blah, blah. Everything is constantly changing. And so you have to be willing to move with the change. Because if you don't move with the change, you stay stagnant. It's just like a river. If a lake or a river or whatever is not flowing, what happens? It starts to get moldy and smelly and rotty and dying, literally. And so you have to keep moving. And so when change happens, don't be afraid of it. Just flow with it, go with it, learn it. Rick just received another final copy. I think this one's to go of the workbook. He put a lot of time and we did a lot of learning things that we never thought we would learn on how to be a publisher of your own book. And we went the whole route as opposed to just paying someone to do it for us. because we wanted to learn, we wanted to know. And the more you learned, the more you're now going to be able to earn. And just for example, real quick, you could put it on Amazon KDP. So that's Amazon's, their books. It's a really big deal. Everybody goes there. They're the biggest seller of books, blah, blah, blah. But if you use their ISBN number, you can't sell it nowhere else but there. And so that's going to limit how many places you can send your book to get sold. You don't know that unless you stop working and learning, because that's one of the things they say. Oh, you can get a free ISBN number from Amazon. Oh, so you get excited. Oh, yeah, it's free. Let's go with it. But then when you read the fine print and learn, but now I can't create my own website and sell it on my own website. You can sell it Barnes and Nobles and all these other stores, but doing it yourself, it allows you to have control. It's just like when a songwriter writes a song and they have all rights to their song. They create their own little recording industry or whatever, so they have all rights to it. And that's exactly what this is. And we would have never known that. I look at books totally different now because we've gone through the whole process to where we'll be able to get it upload, and then we'll be able to advertise and tell people you could order it off of our own site, callingbasedleadership.com, or you can order it off of Amazon. We learned that. And that was a process that it's changing because of AI, where before you had no access. You had access, I should say, you had access, but you didn't know how to use the access. So what you do now is you learn how to do what you want to do. And because of AI, it teaches you how to do things. And a lot of times folks get nervous. Oh, I don't know if I could do that. Just ask the question. I ask in a minute, how do I ask you this? How do I ask you this? And it tells me how to ask it because it's just a program. And then I remember way back in the day, we're going to date ourselves now. In college, when we took computer, I was going to have a computer minor, right? A business with a computer minor, because that was like the future of computers. We had to put those cards together and create a program by punching in these cards in this huge machine. And then you had to stack your cards up right and put it in the machine. And it was Cobalt and Protran. And then there's Fortran. And then these cards would go through, and you was creating a program. And so just back then, learning that, it was like, oh, well, I had to learn it in order to get my degree. So it wasn't like I was in love with doing it, but it was a learning experience, a learning process. So everything you have to learn. And if you keep learning, you're going to keep growing, you're going to keep moving. And that is what's happening with our company. You have to learn your business. You have to understand your back office. The more you understand, that one program that Delby was talking about a couple of weeks ago, Rick really dived into that and received his password. Yeah, the price agency. Dive into that, learn that. And then if you don't want to do the travel part, well, then master the surge part. Master talking to people. Listen, get on all the calls of all the different folks that are doing presentations and find out which one you like and which one you want to do. So, because everybody is doing something, find out what works for you, find out what you like doing. That's what's so great about our business. Once you find out what you like and what you want to do, then go master it. Make sure nobody can do it better than you. And even just the other day, I went to the post office to return something. And this lady, I said, hey, I was mailing in my taxes. So I said, I get returns every year. I make sure of it. So I don't sweat about doing an extension because they're going to have to give me money back. Right. And she said, oh, really? I said, yep, I have a business and I make sure I keep all my paperwork, I keep my write-offs intact, and I make sure that I have a active website, whatever. And then I didn't tell her anything. I just told her those things on how I'm saving money on my taxes. And we went on with the transaction. And then she came back and she said, if you don't mind me asking, what type of business are you in? I said, travel. Love to travel. She said, oh, really? My sister and I want to go blah, 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 here, here, here. And I just didn't jump on her about, oh, you need your own travel business. No. I said, here's my business card. Why don't you go on there and sign up for a Vortex? It's free. You can see all the discounts that you and your sister can get. And if you have any questions, give me a call. That was it. And I walked away. Now it's on her, but she asked the question. And that's just like Chantel and Glenn was sharing before in another call. People pull it out of you. But I was not nervous to tell her that, yeah, I might be April 15th, May 15th, a month late, but I did my extension and I'm getting money back. So they're not excited for me to file right away anyway. So I just do it. And if you're doing everything right, you have nothing to fear. And for her to respond like that, she got so excited. So when you're learning your business and you're doing what you need to do with your business, people are going to come out of nowhere asking you questions. So I didn't go, oh, okay, where you guys want to go? When you want to go? Let me get your phone number. So, no, because I don't work that way. Now it's on her. I've given her the information. And she said, well, let me take a picture of your business card because I don't do good saving cards or keeping cards. I thought, oh, okay, that's cool. So for her to take a picture of the card and then she returned the card to me, I thought that was good. And so now whenever it comes up and her sister think about they want to go to Tokyo, I'm going to learn that one thing that Rick, what was the name of it again?
What's that, babe? Price agencies.
Price agency. Because I already know Apple Vacation and Pleasant Holidays and all that. So whenever they call, I can plug them in, let them work with those people, and I get a commission. So we all know these things. We all know the different things and how our business works. But just master what you want to do. And once you master it, and another thing too, you'll master whatever it is you want to do on your Surge 365 business when it's fun. When it's fun and when it's not like you're working and it doesn't make you tired when you go to your back office. So it has to be something fun that you like doing. You got in the business for your reasons. We all got in for a different reason, or some of us got in for the same reason. But remember what that was. Remember what your goal was, and then find out what you need to do to master that. You want to be able to sit down at a table with Surge 365 people that are in the business, that are active, that are working it, and have some serious knowledge to share. And of course, to learn some serious knowledge. You want to be able to do that. There's a lot of people out there looking for different things on what to do and how to do. So you really want to be able to share it real simple. Oh, yeah, this is great. I'm doing this. I love this. I go here, I go there. And our website and our social media platform, it's like a big horn for what you're doing and where you're going. Rick and I are heading out tomorrow to use our 7-day vacation stay at a Wyndham in Orlando for my birthday. And then my daughter is going to fly in. $0 for this place. And it runs like a $200 something a night. And because we're in the Surge 365 business and we've done our year, even though we're grandfathered and you get your first year, but use those. If you're just sitting on money, just use those and have fun and go somewhere for a week. And it doesn't have to be far. It could be in your own. I remember when we were in Colorado Springs, we went to Pagosa Springs and Steamboat Springs. And so we went to all these different places in Colorado, and we use those 7 day night stay. And so even now, going down to Orlando, and I called today to verify because that's what Odenza suggested that I do. Make sure you call a couple of days ahead of time and verify. And I did, and she said, "Yep, I have you right down here. You're doing a RCI." I said, "Okay, is that what it is?" Because every time I call, it's something different, you know. But I'm like, okay, great, we'll see you tomorrow, you know. And you just keep living your life, and
No, Brenda,
yes, go ahead.
on that note, which is really interesting, is that Travmanity Surge 365, and a lot of people don't realize this, connects to the entire travel industry
Yes,
and can flow into any area, any vendor, any whatever of the entire industry. They all meet at the top. So when you're looking at RCI, vacations and timeshares and condo stays, I mean, that's a whole nother company. And here we are, Surge 365, and being able to, after 12 months, you get a free vacation stay. And of course, now it's the first year anniversary, but those who have been in for a while that know are grandfathered in. It's interesting because those that don't know don't even realize that they were grandfathered, but they never used it, and so they kind of dropped off the face of the earth. But that we have this, and it connects to RCI. It's not even Surge. It's not even Travelmanity. It reminds me of when we booked a hotel one time, through our site, through our membership, and we get to the hotel, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I see you booked through Expedia." I didn't say anything like Expedia, but what we found out is Expedia, because of parity, they have wholesale product that they move through companies like Surge, Trafmanity, and so when you go to Surge membership and you book a hotel, they all meet at the top. So Surge is the membership is selling Expedia wholesale product that Expedia couldn't sell because they have to honor parity to the public, and but their wholesale product can be sold through other companies. And so when she said, "Yeah, I see you got Expedia," I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even go through Expedia. I went through my membership." But knowing that, man, so we're tied into something much bigger than ourselves. And when we realize that, you realize the value, of what we have. When you was just talking about the book and my workbook coming in, it looks really good. And I made some changes to the textbook, and so those should be due back in also. Everything is tied to your vision. Everything is tied to your vision. And that's why everything starts with a vision. That's why, if people don't have a vision, they perish. Because the hidden knowledge, the processes, the passion, the resources, the provision is all tied at the beginning to your vision. What is your vision? What do you want? When we start thinking about writing a book as a vision, all the hidden knowledge came out on how to do it. Prior to that, we weren't even thinking about it. Right? How do you do this? You set the ISBNs. That's the little barcode on the back of books where you set the pricing and all that. And like Brenda was saying, if you go directly to Amazon, they'll sell you one, but you can't sell the book anywhere else. Or you can go to another company, the only other company that sells the ISBN and independently, and then now you can sell your book anywhere. Who would have known that? I go to the trade office and copyright book and all the different things there. And I asked ChatGPT, here's the US trade website. I want to fill out the application to register my book and all the different things we've got along with it. ChatGPT comes back and says, okay, fantastic. I've analyzed the website. Here's all the information that you need. And would you like me to put it in the order of the application? Yes. So I look at that and I go, wow. I go to the website. I'm filling out the application. Right? Small description of this. This or that or that. And, remember in the day, we had to think of, okay, what's a small little paragraph, less than however many words. Those days are gone, long gone. But the point being, it began with the vision. All the hidden knowledge, the things that you feel that you may not know what nor how to do, is locked into your vision, into the vision. And when you have the vision and in obedience to whatever it is to get the vision, asking for the vision, seeking the vision, writing it down, making it plain, all the steps then appear. You don't get the next step until you take the first step. But once you take that first step, you'll find that, okay, wow, I can do this. Wow. Oh, okay. And it leads you like a bird walking a trail with the little breadcrumbs. It leads you to the destination. It leads you to the fulfillment of the vision. And it's just an amazing thing. It really is. And so, Glenn talks about, the AI and the chat, all of those, and how people are fearful of it because it will dominate. It will take over unless you understand how to use it as a tool to your benefit. I listened to Darlene and how she's saying that she's using, AI to do this, that, and marketing materials and, information and paragraphs and refining paragraphs and, putting together different. Hey, it's a tool. It's a tool. Brenda was talking about, Mariano way back in the day when they had and I forget the company, but it had the little video phone before, before the iPhone and all that. And it was a miracle that you could use this phone and it had the little flip up viewer. And we were like, man, and you can talk to people over the phone and you can actually see them. And we are living in a time. I just love how Glenn describes it. But we are living in a time where change in technology is moving at such a fast pace. And like Brendan was saying, if we don't change and adapt with the time, but one of the things I love about our team, and we've all been together for 15, 20 years, and we're all riding the changes of technology. We're all riding, the pre-Zoom presentations, back in the day when it was free, because they were just testing out the market. Now you have to pay for it. But back in the day, we was going from one Zoom type technology to the next one and looking and following the evolution all the way to today's Zoom. And then remember when COVID happened and then everybody learned how to do Zoom and we was doing it so many years before. And the folks were like, hey, yeah, we got the greatest thing here. Look at, you can do this, you can do that. And we're like, we've been doing this for a long time. And oh yeah, this is awesome. And see, we are, and I believe and I know because Coach, his vision is so far out. And those who tie into his vision, the processes and the steps evolve, appear. And see, and that's where we all are. So yeah, Brenda, we do the book, we're authors, but that began with a vision. And then what little did we know, all the hidden knowledge that was behind accepting the vision and seeing the vision. So I'll wrap up with this. In your business, set the vision, set the vision, write it down, make it plain so that others who read it can run, and then watch how everything else in its timing is revealed and uncovered. Back to you, Brendan.
Wow, that's good. Anybody else? Well, this is our Thursday call. So what we do is we just share knowledge on what you know with our business. And kudos to Chantel and Glenn. We're going to run that all month for the $1,000 bonus and hitting that power line. It just lets you know that it can be done, and that's real close to home. So you know that you can do it too. All you have to do now is go into your back office. I remember a few Thursdays ago, we had a conversation about it on where to see how far you are from $1,000, because right on the front it tells you. But I think it's called your bonus something. But if you click on that, it'll show you exactly
The bonus
how
bank.
the bonus bank. Okay, thank you, honey. As soon as you click on the bonus bank and you open that up, it'll show you how close you are to $1,000. And now, Chantel, you had said you talked to the home office and they were saying that 7147, you still have, you really can't count that, right? Is that what you were
Count
sharing?
it.
That
Yeah,
is just
count it.
always going to be there because back in the day, a few years ago, we had several different programs, and
Mm-hmm.
some of the people, the last person that actually bonused us was one of those people. And so, since they have purged the system, unless something comes up from somewhere, there's no more people in that system. You
Got
understand
you.
what I'm saying?
To bring people on that where you would only get the 7147 towards a bonus.
No, when you enroll the people, you're going to get the 142. You're
Uh-huh.
going to get the one we were talking about, that 7142 that was sitting in there, and we already had to show the number seven. And so I called them to say, hey, the number seven is there, and you enroll seven people into your team, and there comes your $1,000 bonus. So I said, how does this work? And she said,
Right.
the reason is because somebody in the old system, in other words, we have to bring another person,
Yeah.
literally. We
Right.
have to bring, you have to see an eight. But for everybody else, you need to bring seven to see your $1,000 bonus. And
Right.
so I'm sure they're looking at that, trying to figure that out. That's just something, a blip, whatever you want to call it. But I'm not going to focus on that because we know what we have to do to get, to see that thousand, which we continually are doing, heading towards another one. But for the new people, you concentrate on your hitting your fast start team. That's your five, seven, receive your $1,000 bonus and your power line.
Mm-hmm.
So
You know what I
apparently
mean?
they did not pay a full 142 whatever for those people that came in for like $99.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, but
So,
that's when we were doing all kind of specials.
Oh my goodness. And that's why they kept saying, you know what, that program right there, and you will see so much change in the company because a program can work for this season, but when you look, is that working, up later on, how is that benefiting our company and our team? And it was just one of the ones that people were not upgrading, and you had to upgrade twice, which it just caused a lot of confusion. But anyhow, we're winning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we're winners. We're winners.
Yeah,
But
we
that's what
have
I
we have that
got.
71 also. And so hey, it can sit as long as it wants. It's all good. Like you say,
Hello.
it's like, hey, you know what? I'll get eight, I'll whatever, and they'll figure out something to benefit and reward us, and then just delete it or not. Either way, it's okay. What's interesting is that Brenda and I have two businesses from back in the day, and we still have two businesses. Think about it. Brenda and I still have two businesses from 2005. And the whole idea was her to come in and then me to come in, bring her in and override everything that she was doing, right? Or we was doing. And we still have that to this day, two separate businesses. And we're on the verge of two separate bonuses and two separate power lines. And so when you think about that, to have the ability to do that, of course, people can't get two businesses nowadays. But Yeah, we're on the verge of both bonusing, both businesses bonusing. And of course, they're 3 and free, but both businesses actually bonusing and hitting the power line. We always are first. We always are part of the first. Our team, including our buddy Chris, you know, and this is a declaration because everything comes with a vision and a decree and a declaration. And like Brenda says, we're always winners. Think about it. Every event you go to, that's why I love hearing, Glenn and Chantel and the team out there in Washington when they go to events. Yeah, you know what? We won, Darlene. We won. And our declaration. We're always winning something. We're always first. Put your hat in this bowl or your card in this bowl. And who are they going to pick? They're going to pick somebody from the team. Why? Our declaration is we always win. We are winners. We're number one in everything. And it works. Got you, Rich.
And the second reason is you show up. You can't get picked if you didn't show up.
What? Repeat that right there.
You show up. When you show up, you get chosen. It's not the magic right there.
That's true. That is so true. When you show up, that's why I was saying earlier, and when you show up at those events, we've won trips from those events. I remember that one year when we went to Jamaica for my birthday, we won that. And we was able to stay in that hotel. And then it was funny because we were just sitting in the lounge area, just kind of relaxing. And they started a trivia game about the hotel
In Jamaica.
in Jamaica. And it was so funny because we were just sitting in the back in the corner, kind of chilling, relaxing. And I went, oh, they're playing a trivia game. And so I grabbed my phone and I did the, what is that? The QVC code or whatever to start the game.
Barcode.
And the
We were just
barcode.
sitting in the back, resting way in the back. And then they started this trivia game.
And then I started answering questions on your phone. There you go, technology. And then my name started popping up. Travel questions about the hotel. And I just put Bren. I didn't even say Brenda. I just did Bren. And they said, okay, it looks like Bren's coming up from the back and blah, blah, blah. And then I think I asked, and then Rick started helping. So I thought, oh, I know I'm going to win now.
I was like, is this a game?
I'm playing a
sitting
game,
there chilling in the back, and then all of a sudden,
we're
just getting all into it, and they're asking questions. And I was like, wow, we can win something here? We start working together and brainstorming they had a screen, they were showing all the different questions. I said, Brenda, that's A. Okay, yeah, let me flip a coin. That's B. We won.
And we won. I think it was like a Jamaican backpack or something that had the
colors. A water bottle, or it's so water bottle. We're in the back. We're not even paying attention. We're not even part of it. And then we win, and so we walk up. And said, walk up and get our stuff.
I walked up. I was like, thank you very much.
Oh, that's right. You walked up.
And people were looking at me like, where did she come from?
Where did she come from?
But that was fun. That was so much
it's hilarious.
Fun. Yes.
The last event we went to over here.
Good, girl. You looking good.
You know how we do. Look, regional building jacket. We need some new leaders in here. We need some new leaders. I'm just saying. But some of us went. I think it was 5 of us. Darlene, Adrian and Willie, Deborah Smith, and we went to the Hilton, and it was a princess event. And when we came in the room, we sat they had our tables and we were sitting in our area. And when they started calling our prices, we took 3 of them. So we started getting the side eye look from the room like, what's going on here? I was just laughing. I said, now you know. I'm just saying. But it was hilarious the way they were looking at us. You know what I mean?
Y'all.
These people are winning the stuff. What's going on here? And they didn't know us because we were new to that particular event. But we're always new in the room. But we're going to own it before we leave. I'm just saying. So show up, because we get these invites all the time. and we send them out to the team, and you just have to say yes and let's go. That's all we're doing.
Yes.
But they're going to see a lot more of us out here. But we have so many prizes and gifts, and it's amazing. We have bags full of stuff, and I'm starting to give it away, having our own little, giveaways online. That's why they know us out here, because we do so. We give people things. We have fun with the people, and we're having. I just got like 1,000 points from the Hilton brand by answering 3 questions the other day, because it is Travel Advisor Appreciation Month, and your email should be loaded from all over the travel industry. And you can win all these gifts. I'm like, hello, we like these gifts. Okay, because we're going to give this one to that person. But I like some of the ones when you talk about, let's go over here and let's give away some. Dr. Coakley, we had the meal, when we went over to California to meet Delby for the first time. And we all sat down and had our meal, for the after party meal with the president of the company. And we getting ready to get our little money out and everything. And the lady comes back and she says, "You're all good." I like those
Yeah, you
kind
just
too.
gotta
You know what I
show
mean?
up.
That's
Yeah, it's
nice.
so
Yes.
cool. It's all Dr. Polk would pay for everything over there. And we like, thank you. Back to you.
So beautiful. That's awesome. And we I don't remember, but in Denver they had the Hawaiian dinner that they invited us to, where the
Oh
Hawaiian
yeah,
food.
that's where Don's team pulls up a lot of those in Denver, and we would go to. And that Hawaiian one, you put your business cards in, of course, and we won all these cool little merch. And then you
Well,
won, and then they pulled my card again, another card.
so when they started doing the cards, my card was the first card they pulled, and they had all kind of different this stuff, a package from Hawaii, macadamia nuts, and just all kind of different things. And merge, water bottle, this, that, and the other, blanket. And when they pull my name, and so I go up, and I'm walking up, and I grab I want to say, Brenda, let's go up together. Go up, go up. I thought, oh, okay, let me go up here. And so I go up, and of course we was getting the side eye. I can't tell saying. And so I grab all the stuff. It's really a nice package. And so I'm walking back to the seat, and then they say, and they pull the second card, and they say, our second winner is Brenda Reese.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yes.
and it's like, okay. And
And
so
then
I'm
I
walking
said,
back.
babe, just turn around and go get it.
No, no, Brenda, you know what we did? We said, no, since we won, I'm walking back with an armful of stuff. We said, no, no, you can go ahead and pull another name.
Yeah, pull another card or something. Yeah.
Pull another card.
Absolutely.
It's okay.
I didn't even put a card in there, but this person that loves me put my name on his card, and then they called my name, and I'm just looking like, oh, this is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
This is hilarious, but it's cool. But you know what? We have so much fun in this industry, and the industry needs to know, if you're in a city and they don't know you, what is wrong with that picture? The city you live in should know you're present there. They should know you're somewhere at the post office, Brenda. You're bumping into people. I can't even go on the Starbucks. I'm telling you right now. Hello, Miss Aiden. Hello. How would you like your coffee? Oh, you want it in the dish with the. I'm like, thank you. Thank you. But people, go into your community. If they don't know you're present, they don't know you're present.
They don't know.
That's
And
true.
we're blowing up like, oh my, we will be number one. Okay. We will absolutely be number one. And whether people choose to take part in it or not, I don't know why. Nobody wouldn't. Because the next thing I want to show you over here, look, I'm gonna show you this because this is so important to me over here. Look at here. You know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody know what this is?
That's a
That's a
check.
search check.
Come on, come on. Power line
Forward
up.
that my way.
Power line up.
That's our power
Listen,
line.
power line up. Look, you hold on to that check, right? Deposit it on into your account, all those accounts, right? Put it in there. But you take that check and you put that right on in whatever you do, what you do when you're doing what you do. And then Dr. Coakley said, show the checks to the people.
Mm-hmm.
Wake up. First
Wake
thing
up.
you have to do is receive the check.
There
That's
So
you
we're
it.
go.
we're calling out some new team builders in our team. We're calling out some regional builders, national builders, directors, because you can pass me up, baby, anytime you get ready to. Let's go, let's go. Level 1 all the way to level 8, because the check on the percentages of this, that, and the other. Let me show you this right here. Because when you start seeing this is ridiculous. And it is long, but you see the generations?
Oh yeah.
That
Uh-huh.
is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to wonder how did that part right there? How did we get 20 over here, 50 over here, 100 over? I don't even care about all that.
Mm-hmm.
Check. Put it in that deposit.
You know
I'm
what?
trying to light a fire into somebody in here today.
The
I know that's
computer
right.
Come on.
track the
Sound good to
computer
me.
tracks it all.
Yeah, it does.
25% match. I need about 100 of you up in here. Come on, somebody.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
go.
25% match, 6 generations through in each generation going down through infinity. On the call last night with Delby, I took some notes and I'm going to share just a couple of the things from the call. And that call on Wednesday at 8 o'clock Eastern, if you got to get on the call. People will say, well, I was on there before and I seen it. You don't know it though until you can do it yourself. Get on the call to learn that compensation, to see that compensation, to feel the energy on that call. We had 130, 40 people on the call last night, and maybe even more than that. I'm not sure. And but the energy, and Delby is just amazing. He's amazing, as he would say. And but here's some notes that I took, and I'm going to share it with you. One of the things that Jock Johnson says, for every person you're looking for, just know this: 10 are looking for you. 10 people are looking for you. For every person you're looking for, 10 are looking for you. And like one of the former directors used to say, I wake up in the morning looking for the people who are looking for me. $600 when a person completes that fast start team that Chantel just mentioned, you're going to earn $600. And when you have an increase of 7 in your team builder, you're going to make $1,350 and you qualify for the money that's in the power line, based on the number of people under you, based on your rank, and the number of people under you. That just happens. When you lock your spot, how do you lock your spot? When people come on board, they lock their spot for the power line by getting the TTP, the travel program, and the junior exec program together. Lock your spot. Once you lock your spot, now everybody that joins the company after that time stamp of when you locked your spot comes under you and counts for the number of people under you as you qualify for the power line when you hit a bonus. Jock hit two bonus. He got 100 people in 100 days, right? And so he hit $50,000, and they give you a chance to repeat that. And so he got a chance to repeat another 100 people in 100 days. He did it in 120. Another $50,000. And so he made that $100,000 plus by doing that. Then he wanted to do it again. He said he got a letter from Delby as president of Search 365. Said, no, it's two per. You're going to do it twice. And but Jock would do it again. But Jock started talking about how the Caribbean is exploding. Trinidad, all the islands of the Caribbean, and how we have an opportunity here. We have a real opportunity, and people are looking for answers. They're looking for how can I support my lifestyle? How can I have a better lifestyle? And how can I make more money? How can I get positioned to make more money so that I can travel? A lot of times we lead with the travel, and it really depends on the person. I mean, you can lead with the travel, save on your travel, you know, write it off on your taxes, get paid to go. But those $1,000 bonuses that Glenn and Chantel are talking about, people want those bonuses. One of the things he says, 40% of the people in our country don't have $500 in the bank. Now, that's almost half of the people in our country do not have $500. And he was saying how in a lot of other companies, the compensation plan is so convoluted. How do you make $1,000? And we used to always say this, being able to ask somebody in another company, even though you don't necessarily have to, can you tell me how $1,000 is made? Ours is very simple. Get to your team builder with the five, and then every increase of seven from there is $1,000 bonus. And not only is it $1,000 bonus, but you're three and free. And your monthly overhead is $20 a month. Are you kidding me? He says, and this is one of the things that, and it hit me yesterday in a way that it hadn't hit me before. And Delby had mentioned it also in presenting the business as an opportunity, not just a travel opportunity, but as an opportunity to solve the problems that people are having right now of extra income, not being able to make enough money for ends meeting, having more month than the money, and how we're fixing a problem. And that's an income problem. And we have an income opportunity, and being able to present the business as an income opportunity, even more so than a travel opportunity. And when I was hearing that, I was like, wow, that really makes it resonated in a way that it hadn't before. Because, we like to travel, we use the travel side of the business and we have fun, we save a ton of money. But presenting the business as an income opportunity to help the 40% of the folks in America who don't have $500 in the bank, that's powerful. Can anybody speak to that?
It's absolutely real. I was waiting on someone else. But this is the day we're living in. How do we know? Because of the phone calls that are coming into both of our phones that are pretty serious situations. And it is financial when a person has medical and they have tapped out on their medical and they're sitting in a crisis and they literally need almost $3,000 just to go to the doctor to get the medication they need for whatever symptom they're dealing with. That resonates with my soul. I'm just saying. That hurts me right there. And I said, you know what? When we get up in the morning and give thanks and all that, I think about the people that are suffering behind the doors who are telling nobody. And they will tell you if you call them up and check on them. And then you'll get this other part on the end of the conversation. How you doing? How's everybody doing? Your family okay? And then they'll give you the spiel. And it's a lot of people that's close to us that we're getting the spiel from. So this is important. This is not just important for Westside, but for our own team, for our own family, because we cannot continue to go in our pocket, people, because that's the money has a mission. The money has a huge assignment because one day we'll be able to write all those checks. We're dealing with bishops and people that have mission assignments that need a check on the end of it. And it is a big deal what's going on in these communities. And we have the tool in our hands, but we got to open our mouth. We got to open our mouth and keep, whether they accept it or not, keep opening your mouth.
True.
Because this is true. You saw the checks. The checks just keep coming. We're expecting the checks to keep coming. We get up looking for the checks to come. But we got to put in our part. So what you're saying is very real. It resonates thickly over here, Rick. Thank you.
Anybody else? Maya Angelou says, go ahead.
This is Jackie. I was just thinking, as you guys were talking, how it's affecting ministry. So it's a trickle effect. So if it's affecting us as individuals and money's tight, I don't know about where you're at, but food prices and gas prices are astronomical. and it's really rough out here. You'd be surprised when you get into the community just how bad it is for or hard it is for some people. And like Chantel said, even with prescription medicine, people have to choose whether or not they could get a prescription monthly or every 90 days because of the cost. And then I just started off with saying churches, that affects churches. So people are cutting back on giving. Maybe they gave $100 and now only giving 50 or 25. And so help us, guys. Yep, that's all I can say.
Amen.
That,
Oh,
that is so true, Jackie. You know, and it is. That's why you see people. I went to the dentist just the other day. I think it was 10 minutes, and got a bill for $230. So it is no joke out there. And
testing
surge
one,
is the
two,
answer
three.
for a lot of people.
Anybody hear me?
Yes, go ahead,
Yes.
Glenn.
Okay, I I was trying to get in earlier, but I realized that I had a external speaker plugged in and that I wasn't being heard. I thought I was being ignored there for a minute. But anyway, uh,
You took it personal?
Nah,
no, not whatsoever.
we
Not
hear
in
you
this
now.
business.
We hear you now.
Not in this business.
That's funny.
Anyway, Rick was talking about he was sharing notes from Delvy's call, and what I had was the winner's win from Saturday. And those things are powerful. If you don't catch them, they put them in the archive and they'll play them, and you'll hear it like 3 months later. But Coakley keeps it real and telling you what's going on, because what's been passed down to him is what Coach saw and knew what was coming, and that's the reason why Surge exists today, because of the vision that he was given to pass along to us. And just a couple of nuggets here that came from that call. He said over 1 million jobs were lost in 2025. Well, we know what's happening right now with AI. And most of those jobs are lost to AI. And then in the next 5 years, 40 to 50% of jobs will be replaced. So he talked about finding the biggest problem and solving it. Yes, see a need, fill a need is what I said, because we have uh, 4 streams and 2 companies, and for one price. But anyway, the other part he talked about was retirement and pensions. And we've been talking to a lot of people. Where is your retirement fund being stored right now or held? You need to go see, and if you can make some adjustments, you better make them now. If you got 401ks, because I don't know who came up with the idea to invest my retirement or whosoever in the stock market, but it's a setup. And if you got a pension, I've talked to somebody who said, well, I got a pension. I said, okay. So Coakley says, will that company still even exist to pay your pension?
It's true.
Social Security runs out. We went to some briefings for informational purposes, and Social Security is projected to run out by 2034. That's right around the corner here. So what are you going to do if you're retired out? You better have something to fall back on. But that particular one, he then gave 7 principles to master, to be a master, to be successfully. Anyway, that one will come out. I just want to add this. We attended a briefing for what we thought was going to be. We thought it was going to be a timeshare. But we go to those. We listen to those because I like to see and compare. What are they going to tell us this time? What are they going to say? How much are they charging?
Not to mention the friends you could make while you're there.
Right. But I learned something from every time I attend one of these. They are so slick and crafty, and the play on words, and it's a lot of the model that we have, which is true, absolutely true. Well, this one started out at the top number. They always start astronomical, so you think you're getting a deal. But this one started at $13,000 to get started, and then $600 for administrative fee. After that, you paid $400 annually, and what you got was access to the vacant timeshares to whoever the big guy is that owns all of this. Uh, they kept saying that you're paying for this license. I kept saying, what license? License to do what? When you book your travel, you go through a concierge. You can book nothing. This concierge does the booking for you. There was some decent, but what we had that, all of that, and then some. All he was showing us was the 7-day stays, and you couldn't hold a candle to it. So by the time they knock you down, it wound up being about $8,000. And then since they ask you every question to try to get into to really find out what you're about, and then some of the rules where you both got to be sitting there where they can see you, and you got to keep your microphone on because, like Brenda said, they are listening. And there was several people on there listening to what you're saying and think that they cannot hear you. So anyway, they handed us off to the big guy who just whittled it down, thanked us for our service, all of this. And actually, he dropped it all the way down to $1,500. I said, you know what? If I wasn't in Surge, I would have seriously considered it. That you could bring in all your 4 family members. I mean, everything. It's our motto. And for $500 one time, you can eliminate that with 3 personal sales. I mean, what we have is amazing. And there is no comparison. Back to you, Rick and Brenda.
There's no comparison. It's so true. I was looking as we was talking about medical and education deductions and the psychology behind it. No one will ever know why people pay Uncle Sam more than their fair share, and why they don't take advantage as everything leans toward the independent contractor, in our government, and supporting the base and all that. Why people don't take advantage of the tax write-offs that we have available as an independent contractor, not just in Surge, but owning your own business.
Absolutely. And they got no tax benefits. They didn't own anything. Go ahead, Rick.
That company, huh? You're not even an independent contractor.
Right.
Rick, it sounds like that one that we went to in Colorado.
Yeah. Right.
They started exactly at 8,000, and it was exactly our website.
Membership. It was our membership program.
It was our membership, and these people was excited about paying all that money. And
my friends actually did it, and then realized I contacted them probably about maybe a couple of months later, and they said, "Oh, it was a scam." And they turned me down. And so, Ron, what's that, Ron? Ron's raising his hand there.
Well, first of all, we don't have a cap. We have unlimited opportunity and support to be able to make things happen, to grow, create a legacy for our families. We have a program and a company. When Lynn and I first got started a few years ago, first thing we did, we always wanted to go on a cruise. Guess what we did? We went on a cruise, a Viking River cruise. When we got home from it, talk about integrity, we just started. We didn't know anything. We went on that 13-day cruise. We came home, and there was a check for $800 in our bank.
Wow. That's powerful.
I called, we have a customer that called us and they talked to, actually, it's my therapist, and I go for pool therapy twice a week. And her husband's 30-year anniversary, they want to go on a cruise to Greece next year. Well, they don't want to go on a cruise. They want to go to a nice, slow paced program. Well, guess what? going on a Viking cruise. It's slow paced. There's no casino. There's no kids and the program. And I got her airfare included, the entire package. I made one phone call. Within 10 minutes, I had an entire quote in front of me. And I took it and gave it to her yesterday. And
Wow.
she's thrilled. Her daughter's getting married this weekend, so we gotta wait till the week after next to talk to her. But to have that kind of backup and service and integrity. Oh, by the way, we were still in the system with the Viking from 6 years ago. Guys, we got it all. We got it all.
Yeah, I
Hey Rick.
just go right ahead.
Hey, so uh on to testify against something you said earlier. When I first found out about this opportunity, I didn't have 500 in the bank. I found out it in pre-launch, and it was May before I was actually had the 500 to sign up. And also to piggyback on Glenn, Ron, Rick, Brenda, I don't know if y'all noticed it, but that room when we were at that secret resort in Mexico was full all day, every day we were there. Of people trying to get, and what are they paying for? Just a membership to one thing,
It's true.
so that shows. I Every time I walk by that room, I started drooling. I'm like, oh, why can't I just go, like, just rifle through that? Like, I could
Right.
taste it, like, if I went in there and said, hey, well, what do you do this, how do you do that, and probably get thrown out of the hotel, but what, but I could just feel it and taste it.
That's the absolute truth. And so in continuing on from the meeting yesterday with Delby, and again, it just hit me, boy. But people are hurting, as Jackie is saying, and we need to promote what we have as an income opportunity. And then Marilyn, she mentioned something that she's in the market of working with, I guess, trades and all those kinds of things. But she was saying the prediction market. So if you look at any sports today, you're going to see DraftKings and all those little gambling things that you can bet here, bet there. It's called the prediction market. That market is exploding because people are hurting for money. And so now they're trying to bet a little bit here, who's going to do this over there, and what's going to happen over here. And the market is going crazy. And it's called the prediction market. They bet on everything. They bet on there's a way that you can bet on any and every single thing. And it's exploding because people are hurting and looking for how can I bring some extra money in to make ends meet. And here we are and holding a secret. And as Chantel was saying, even if they don't want to hear it, share it. And I was saying earlier about Maya Angelou, and one of her quotes is, there's no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside of you.
Boy.
And if you don't say anything, nobody's going to know. If you keep the story, one of the last things they said on the Jock was saying, I believe, if you don't have a story of a success, of a travel, of different things, use your own story. People buy on emotion, not facts. Open up with your story. Tell them about a trip. Tell them about something that will stir an emotion. And then at whatever point or not, you can transition into the business. Brenda, when she was talking to the lady there, they started talking about taxes. And of course, that's emotion. That's everybody's emotion. How can I start saving on my taxes? Or at least I want to have a trip. But he asked, business do you have? Travel. But the door opened on a story. What is your story? Back to you, Brenda.
Hey Rick, they were asking you to pay $8,000 for discounts, and Chantel said you still got to pay for the trip,
Oh,
and
wow.
then they would give you cash back. That was one of the hooks. You get cash back after the trip of $300,
Scam.
and then just like you said, And right, I read a article also on these people, and they've been setting up this gambling thing. It's everywhere you go. Every commercial is gambling. They're getting all of the professional athletes and famous people to push these gambling games where they probably let you win and so they can take you. But people don't know what they don't know until you tell them.
That's good.
And you we have a solution. We have a solution, and we have to get the word out. We have to share it to them. It's wide open, and the time is now. Back to you, Rick, Brenda.
That solution, if you're looking, I actually created a flyer, and you can download this on our team chat, or you can just let me know and I can send it to you. But that solution that we're talking about, and let me pull it up, make it a little bit bigger. Search 365 Internet Travel Business, business ownership, nonprofits, ministry, school fundraising, self-use, save money, $11.1 trillion travel industry, largest on the planet. Make the travel industry your new source of income. Get paid on what people are doing anyway. Our vision: build wealth, travel the world, make a difference together. And so when you look at the product that they were talking about, at the thing that you went to, and you look at our technology package, are you kidding me? The Vortex, owning your own online booking engine, get it out to the world. They save up to 60% over the lowest internet price, the Expedia, the Travelocity, the Orbitz price. You earn 100% of what they save. Expedia makes billions of dollars on that commission that's paid by these vendors. You think about it, we have access to that. The
Mhm.
travel club membership, wholesale pricing, access to wholesale pricing. That's huge, not discount pricing. Wholesale pricing, personal concierge, no blackout dates. That's like owning your own vacation club membership, through American Express for like $10,000. The program Glenn's talking about, $8,000, and they can whittle it down to 1,500, right? And then a career opportunity, access to a travel agency, a real travel agency with all the tools, all the training, all the resources to start a new career. And you just heard us talking about going to the Hawaiian thing and the different travel events and winning stuff. You know, the stay that Brenda and I won in Jamaica, a 3-day stay, is $500 to get involved, right? But a career in hospitality and tourism, earning travel commissions, having access to all the travel vendors globally, access to all the tools and the training. And like you were saying, Glenn, I've got somebody actually joining, and his girlfriend lives in Bali, and he lives in the States, and they were looking for an actual travel business, and that she can work from Bali because she knows all these contacts in Bali, and they want to do the whole big thing in travel. They come into Surge immediately. They're in. And so now you're talking, it includes wholesale travel club membership, personal concierge, the discount link that we can give out to customers. They save. Ron's church has come on board with the entire package. They're looking to build a grocery store that people can come in and shop and not have to pay. And right now with summer travel, they can get that Vortex link out to their members. The members can give it out to friends and family. And over capturing this travel during the summer, book through this link, save. That money comes back to Res Life. And of course, the travel agent program. Be a member for 12 months consecutive, the first year reward trip that we're going down to Orlando, staying at the Wyndham for a week, and you don't have to pay anything. Earn a vacation after 12 consecutive months, up to 7 nights accommodations, over 3,000 locations around the world. Man, what an opportunity to take a staycation. Right? You don't have to go far. You know, and wow. Get started today. Join the movement, change your life, impact the world, and do it together. But when I'm looking at these products under the one umbrella, and of course we know it's much more even than these three products, for $500 and $99 for the travel side, $20 for the marketing, so $120 your overhead. Three people join. Three, no, I shouldn't say it that way. Sell three travel technology packages, which is our product. The $99 goes away, three and free. So your monthly overhead is $20. I was on YouTube and I saw an advertising that Expedia put out, and they call it Expedia Cruises, air, land, and sea. And it's a franchise. It's a franchise that Expedia offers to book cruises. And here's what they want, though. It has to be a brick and mortar. You have to have $500,000 in personal wealth or more in personal wealth. You know, you have to have a credit of basically $500,000 to even be in the game. You have a territory for a particular state. And in Surge 365, when a person comes on board with access to the travel side of the business, that's huge. You have access to all of it. $500. That's big time. And that's just one program that's out there. You've got different programs out there. You have access to Surge 365 to every single thing. And but you can't explain it to someone who has no vision nor is not looking. But I'll close it with this. As Jock said, for every person that you're looking for, there's 10 people looking for you. Anybody else before we close?
Yes, yes. We have a company-wide call on Saturday. Delby did not give us the time. We should have an email coming, but it's for Saturday morning. And then we have some guests back from the cruise on here today. One of you speak up, Adrian, Willie. If you can.
Also, hey Rick, can you put that back on the screen normal size so I can screenshot it?
Yeah. Also,
I'll
Delby
do
said
better
they're going
than
to
that.
make
I'll
a
send it to you.
Okay.
they are going to make a big announcement on Saturday.
Company-wide, yes. So be on that call. You should receive an email soon. Sometime this, even just check your email. You bet. Is that you, Adrian?
Yes, greetings. We were on mute. Sorry about that. But greetings. We're back from the Yukon territory. The
Woo
beautiful,
woo!
amazing.
Tiny gold. Get some gold.
No, we wish. We didn't get no gold. We saw the
How about
beautiful,
gold dust?
amazing.
We
Tell us
got the
about it.
golden goose.
What?
Tell us about
What
it.
was that? Oh, it was amazing. It was 7 day. We did the 7 day Inside Passage cruise to Alaska. We went on Carnival Miracle.
Carnival Miracle, stopped in Skagway, Juneau, and Ketchikan. Adrian did lots of shopping, had lots of fun. We had wonderful food, wonderful guest services. It just really pampered you every way you could think of. Just unreal, and it's a make believe world, but it's a real world, and obviously that's afforded and available to us through Surge 365. And Adrian had wonderful friends with us, and they all agreed that, wow, we need to do this again. And so
Nice.
What
What cruise line was that again, Willie?
it was Carnival, and it was Miracle. Everything just really fell into place. Adrian had a lot of work doing, obviously, for preparation, planning, and so forth. And it was just wonderful. And she could vouch for it. And she and she got a lot of shopping time in for to benefit
Oh.
from it. Yes, she did.
In other words, Adrian put that group together, and
Nice. Well,
Yes.
Awesome.
And
hey,
so,
Awesome.
next
yeah,
weekend you
the
have to tell us
building.
about how you did that, Adrian. Next week.
Okay. Yeah, it was building trust. I did take a lot of time to build trust with this group. I've been working with this is a volunteer
Group of nurses.
no, it's not just nurses, it's teachers, all kind of professions. And we've been saying that they've been saying they wanted to take a cruise, so they finally trusted me enough to allow me to put it together. So I'm thankful for that. And then they're talking about wanting to go other places, and so now they're considering me as a travel agent. So it's
Wow.
like just building that trust, and it was kind of like
ching
a reward
ching,
for
ching ching.
Oh man,
yeah,
that is so awesome.
yeah, it was like it's like a reward. We were kind of celebrating because we've done a lot of community work, so it's like celebrating, giving ourselves a break and a celebration for all the hard work we've been doing.
And a birthday celebration too. One of the ladies.
Yeah, no birthday. Yeah.
That's so awesome. We want to hear more next week.
Congratulations.
How you actually set that up. Because
Yes,
there's a
thank
lot of
you. Yes,
people that want to do that but don't know how.
Oh, okay. Yes, yes, I can help out. Yeah, there's a lot of transition that's happened at Humanity also. So yeah, then some of that came into play, but yeah, it came through. So I'm just grateful for that.
That's a beautiful thing. Chris,
Yes.
what's your email?
Sorry, I was muted. It's claphamadventures@gmail.com.
I should have it.
Yeah.
Oh, all righty. Well, we had a great conversation. I don't know if anybody can hear the the reveille or whatever that is going on. We are on base, but we had a great conversation. Anybody else want to share? I'm looking at the time. I know we will be doing the presentation this evening,
Yes.
and Rick does a great job of sending out a notice to everybody on our group page. So you definitely want to make sure you let people know about it. Jump on and listen. Even if you haven't done the presentation in a long time, you might learn something new. It's all about learning something new and staying focused and being part of the whole team. And like Chantel said earlier, when you show up, you go up, and it's not changed. That's exactly how it works. So I want everybody to check us out later on this evening as we stand in salute. But you know what I love to say? We are winners. We are the most trusted travel team in Surge 365. I want everybody to have a great rest of your day, and we look forward to seeing you all over the world, really. Okay. Bye-bye now.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye-bye.
Great, great call.
Bye. Thank you.